Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. In today's video, we're gonna talk about one of the mythical champions that is gonna be getting a buff, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, that buff should go live tomorrow, right? So what I wanted to do for this video is I just wanted to test him out a little bit, so I'm gonna try and not keep it too long as a video. Maybe it's gonna be too short or whatever, but basically, the one that I'm talking about is one of the few, which I only have two, one of the few mythicals, and that's Aphidus the Hivelord, right? I only have two, one of which is Lady Mikage, which I fused, that's how I got her, and then the other one's obviously Aphidus, which is I guess the start of this video, and I just wanted to check him out because I knew when I pulled him that he was really underwhelming. I had not personally tested him before, I just have seen other people make videos on him, and he just seemed really underwhelming. He does look cool, obviously they always nail it with the graphics, and obviously his alternate form, it looks like he's a baby Scarab King basically. But the way that I wanted to test him is not for this one, right? Not for the AoE provoke and continuous heals and whatever he brings on this form, because this one's just bad for Hydra, right? Really bad. Just want to test him in his base form, okay? So I guess I'm just gonna go through his kit, and we're gonna see what he does now, and then tomorrow I'm gonna do the same thing, go through his kit again, and then we're gonna see the damage that he does. So currently on the A1 attacks, one enemy places Perfect Veil on the ally with the highest attack for one turn. If he has the highest attack, he's gonna place it on himself. I've already seen that, so I can already mention that. Then the A2 attacks all enemies before attacking, places increased attack on all allies. That's good, AoE increased attack. Then increase the duration of all enemy buffs, debuffs by one turn. So 3-turn AoE hit with increased attack with debuff extension. This is really powerful for Hydra, right? It helps to keep out those decreased defense, decreased attacks, hacks, decreased speeds, all whatever debuffs you have out there. This is really powerful for that. Then on the A3, attacks all enemies, instantly activates any HP burn debuff on each enemy. If an enemy is not under an HP burn debuff, places an HP burn debuff on them for 2 turns. So one thing that I actually did not see, and maybe I'm going to try and test out in this video, is if he instantly activate first and then he places the HP burn? Because if that's the case, that's even stronger, right? Because otherwise, if he instantly activates and then there's no burns left, you know, it's not as good unless you have another burner on the team. Then on the passive, each time this champion places HP burn debuff, decreases target's defense by 3% up to 30. This is good because it's an AoE hit, so basically you have to take 10 hits in order to get this onto the maximum, which I don't think is going to happen in Hydra, if you know, or maybe gets to the point where it gets there and they just die, because you should be killing them pretty fast. Then for each HP burn debuff on enemy team, increases the champion's crit damage by 10. So in Hydra, he's gonna get 40% extra crit damage. It stacks up to 100%, then obviously in Spider he gets 100% more crit damage. Then whenever an enemy HP burn debuff activates, increases this champion's attack by 5%, stacks up to 50%. So that's really powerful. Getting an extra 50% increased attack, an extra 50% attack can be really powerful, considering he's obviously attack based, which means he's gonna have a higher attack, so he should do more damage. It also brings attack in all battles. So I'm just gonna show you exactly the team that I threw him in, and then I'm not gonna let you see the whole run, but I basically took him in a Nightmare Hydra, used Lady Mikage, Krisk, Michinaki, Supreme Gaelic, Siphi, and then himself. So this is pretty much a team that I usually use. That's a full auto team. In the Aphidus spot, normally I have what's his name? Normally I have Marius in that spot, right? So the way that it would work is obviously Marius would be one of the damage dealers. We saw that he activated, he placed the HP burn, and I guess overall the fact that he has an AoE kit is pretty powerful, right? AoE, like I said, AoE attack with debuff extension, AoE attack with HP burn placement or HP burn activation, that can be really powerful. Now, one thing that I want to see if I manage to do it, like maybe now after he gets a turn, right? Maybe after the Head of Suffering gets a turn, I'm really curious because he should be activating. So I guess let's try and do that, right? Let's try and manual a bit to see how it works. So there's one turn on the HP burn left. Let's just do an A1 over here. Let's just boost with Siphi. A1. I'm not gonna place this one, right? Because I want to see if his if he activates and then places it again on him, because that's the thing that's gonna stay the same when the when the buff goes live, right? That's something that was not changed. Let's provoke. Okay, now let's see another A1, and come on, get a turn. Okay, so this one, like I said, it says instantly activates any HP burn debuff on each enemy, and then if they're not under HP burn, places an HP bomb. So let's see, does he activate and then place it back? If he does, that's really good. Let's see, let me slow it down. So let's see, activate. Yeah, so it seems like it doesn't work the way that I was hoping to. It's just if there's no HP button on already, then he's gonna place it. So I guess that's not as powerful. I wish that was coded a little bit differently, right? I wish that was coded in a way that it would say if after the skill is over, if there's no HP button on the target, places HP button. That would have been a lot nicer. But this way, I guess, HP button activation with a hit, because it also does a hit, is not as bad. So that can work pretty well. Now, the way that I'm using him, if you're going to use him like me with full auto team, let me just quickly show you a preset for him. I'm not going to show everybody else, just Aphidus, because it's obviously all about him. I just made him not metamorph, because you never know when he decides, oh yeah, let me switch forms. You don't want that, right? You're going to build him for damage, you're going to want him to do that. I made him prioritize the first one, right? The A3 that activates HP bar or places HP bar, and then the A2 that does AoE hit and the increases duration of debuffs, right? And then obviously he's gonna do the A1 whenever he has the A1. Now, if we're looking about that, let me show you the damage that he actually did, because I took this up until turn 115, right? So when we're looking at this, at 115 turns, he managed to do 27.3 million damage, where Michinaki did 56.4 and Supreme Gaelic did 30. So honestly, that's really poor. That's really bad performance from him, considering he's a Mythic, considering that the damage that you'd expect him to do in the base form, because, well, he's just straight up damaged on the base form. This is extremely low. So I'm expecting once the buff goes live, right, that's going to be tomorrow, I'm expecting to hopefully at least double this, right? I'm expecting him to be on par with Michinaki or more. And do keep in mind that Michinaki gains a damage boost because he also places Hex, and also he gets a damage boost because he always joins Lady Mikage when she does the A1. So obviously Michinaki is a good base, a base mark to compare to, because he's one of the better ones for Hydra. Now, if you look at the builds, let me just show you, let me see if I can find Michinaki. Is he outside the vault? No, let me just get Michinaki out. Just want to show you like the build that Michinaki has. It's this one, and then Supreme Gaelic. Is he out of the vault? Which one they use? I use this one. Yep, he's outside the vault. Okay, so Supreme Gaelic was in a Savage plus Scroll, right? He had a 5.4k attack, 245 crit damage. You need 90% crit rate. It's not the best. This is not perfectly optimized. I just let the builds. I'm going to leave it the same when I'm going to do the video tomorrow. But this is Supreme Gaelic. And now if we have a look at Michinaki, Michinaki's in lethal. He's running at 5.8k attack, 237 crit damage. Decent speed and obviously accuracy. Accuracy I could do a lot lower, because I need around 250 only, because we already have the lead from Lady Mikage. It brings us extra 80 accuracy, so that means I only need, with these buffs, 200 and 320. Then if we take 60 out, that means we're gonna need around 260. So that's not gonna be too hard to do, right? And then obviously masteries, War Master, and all of that cool stuff. Now, when it comes to Aphidus, I did go with Health Smash on him, because I'm trying, to ignore as much defense as I can. And I have him in lethal plus one piece of Feral, right? It's nothing too crazy. And then his stats are 6.1k attack, 261 crit damage, so higher crit damage than Michinaki, roughly the same speed, and then obviously the accuracy to land his stuff. So overall, if I'm looking at this, I'd expect him to do more damage than Michinaki. So because of that reason, obviously he's just not good enough. Like at this point, he was just too bad, and I see now why I did not want to build him, right? I did not want to build him. I just built him. He was 6-star actually, and awakened and booked, because you know what, I had the mythic books lying around. I did not get him masteries or get him gear up until I knew about the buff, because without the buff, he's just too bad. Like you can see, he's just not good enough. No wonder he was one of the worst ones, and no wonder he's gonna get a buff. So I guess that's the reality of Aphidus the Hivelord. The buff is, it's definitely worth it that they're doing it. So I guess we're gonna leave it at this for today. Tune in back tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm gonna run the same team. I'm gonna try and do the same thing, run it up until it hits 115 boss turns, right? And see what damage we do by then. Obviously, we're gonna have some variations, but at least I already have the screenshot of seeing how much Michinaki and Supreme Gaelic did, and then we're gonna see how much Aphidus is gonna do himself. after the buff is live. Again, what I'm expecting, or at least what I'm hoping to see, is Aphidus doing at least same amount of damage as Michinaki, if not even more, because the buff that he gets is pretty juicy. But anyway, we're gonna leave it at this for today, guys. Thank you all for watching. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care everyone. Bye guys.